It's Tia. It's been a Mississippi minute, but we bite, baby.
What's up, Pink Posse? It's your girl, Ja. And yep, we back at it like a crack addict.
It's your girl, Jiggy, a.k.a. Tanika. Listen, pull up on us. It's time to cut up, because we back.
What's up, Pink Posse? It's your girl, Kogi, and we're back. Pink Sunday Radio.
So let's play family member Leah's choice for Keyshawn's biological mom.
I think Jill Marie Jones could play Keyshawn's mom.
All right, so Jill Marie Jones, we know, is from Girlfriends. Now, she played Tony, high maintenance, killer lines Tony. What do you girls think?
Okay, so confession. I never watched Girlfriends. So...
You mean there's something that I've watched that you haven't watched?
Wow.
Wow.
Wait a Mississippi minute. I have to take Tia's line with that one now.
I'm looking down her IMDb.
It.
I don't think I've watched anything that she's ever been in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched Sleepy Hollow, but I don't remember her in Sleepy Hollow. Meet the Browns, I don't remember her in that. Yeah.
She's had
so y'all got to tell
me
about her.
She's had smaller roles.
Okay.
She's had smaller roles, and like her role on Girlfriends, she reminds me a lot of Regine's character, but I mean nobody can do Regine. But what I'm saying is like that energy of like clapback, spice, high maintenance, you know, that type of vibe. Do I see Keyshawn's mom? I don't know, because I haven't seen that kind of range from Jill Marie Jones. I just haven't seen that kind of couture, like emotions that's needed or layered character that she's going to have to pull out. Because my thinking for Keyshawn's mom, there's going to have to be a lot of conversations. There's going to have to be a lot of up and down emotions for that character. Because we don't know what the hell kind of backstory we're going to get. But I just think there's just going to be a lot of emotions going on with that. And I just don't know with her. Yeah. What do you think, Tia, since you, watched and
I actually really like this choice, even though I have not seen much range from her. But I just don't think I can't remember exactly why she left Girlfriends. Like, I know the overall story is they were supposed to be doing what Friends was doing at the time, which, like, Friends made all of the cast members got paid the same amount of money. And when the contract came, they stuck together and negotiated together. And that's how, like, I think by the end of Friends, they were all getting paid $1 million an episode. And what they did kind of in that was kind of unheard of because, like I said, they all said, I want everyone to make the same amount. And they held out completely until the end. So it's either you take all of us or you take none of us. From my understanding, what happened with Jill Marie Jones on Girlfriends is they were supposed to be doing something like that and holding out to get more money because I think this is when they switched to, what was it, UPN from the original channel they were on.
Yes.
And they weren't getting, like, the money was funny. And it was like, well, let's hold out to get higher contracts. And then the other three went and signed the contract without her joining. And she ended up being the only one that held out. And she was, I guess, too expensive. And she left. And I don't know if that took a toll on her because she was phenomenal in Girlfriends, but she didn't work much. Like you guys just said with IMDb, she didn't work much after. But I think she would actually, in a lot of ways, be perfect for this role. One, she's beautiful, dark-skinned. I can definitely see her as Keyshawn's mom. She's a little older, but I think she's late 40s. So she's still in the range, but she's just beautiful. So she can definitely play younger. And I think that bouginess may be a great storyline. Like, kind of how it was saying last week, that maybe the mom went to go live her best life after, like, having another kid, didn't want another kid, wanted her career, what her dream or what have you, and went and did that. Maybe it was singing or dancing or some big career overseas, and she comes back and she's like the girl that's from Chucalissa or Chulahoma that's like raised super country, and then she comes back super bougie. Like, I could totally see a storyline like that, and I could definitely see Jill Marie Jones playing it.
Okay. All right. If that's the storyline, I can see that. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I like that storyline, too. Because I was going to say I've only seen her really in Girlfriends and, you know, just little stuff that I've seen online. I definitely think that she fits, like you said, she, you know what everybody's already said, she fits in with the bougie with a little hood, you know, kind of energy that we see in Keyshawn. And like I said, gorgeous. But maybe her story doesn't have to be so in-depth, you know? And it could be like a flashback situation or like something just where we see her and just seeing her at that moment. But, yeah, so, no, that's it. I agree with everybody else.
All right. Okay, then. So, are we ready for our choices?
Sure. Who you got?
Okay. All right, well, my first choice, my love, Sanaa Lathan, okay, because why not? I know that it may not be possible, okay, but Sanaa Lathan is not only beautiful, her age, she can play a little bit older, a little bit younger, in the middle, perfect age. The look is there. The range is there. I mean, we've seen Sanaa in every type of role. I think that she could pull it off. If they go with the ratchiness or whatever, she can do that too. If they go with the bougie, she can do that. Like, I feel like whatever storyline they would give her, I believe she could do that. The next one for me is Kerry Washington. Now, listen. Can they get Kerry? Listen, I'm not fixing to go over there. Child and already shaded us enough on the budget and how we is coming for they budget, honey, and all this. So listen, child, because I know you going to hear this. We believe in Starz and Jeffrey and the people over there in the P-Valley universe that they would have a coin, okay? So Kerry could do it all, baby. She done been kidnapped. She done been in the White House. Listen, she could do it too. She'd be perfect. So those are my two choices. Yeah, that's it.
So Sanaa, I have a little problem with her range. She's not quite as bad as a couple that I can think of that I feel like give me the same everything in every role. But she's kind of close. I enjoy her when I see her on my screen. So it's never a bad experience. I'm not sure. I think she can fit the role because the other, Sanaa's not light skin per se, but she's definitely a good bit lighter than Keyshawn. So that can play into more colorism. That can play into some of that. So I'm not anti-Sanaa. Now, Carrie, again, Carrie has the range. The look is a little off for mother-daughter, but again, that can also play in the storyline and having them talk about colorism and some of those things. Carrie's been in a lot of stuff, so I've never seen her in a mother-like role, but I definitely could see her being able to morph into it for P-Valley.
But she played in Little Fires. She was so good as a mother.
Yeah.
Little Fires Everywhere.
I didn't watch that.
On Hulu. She was a great mother. Okay, she was a great mother in that role. She did excellent. If you've never watched Little Fires Everywhere, it was a wonderful series. I think she has the range. I know you're speaking about color tones and stuff, which I do get that, but I just feel like even with a little off tone, I still feel like you kind of go with, if they have it. If you have the layers, if you have the range, I think you go with that. I think you can kind of, if you put the pros and cons, I think you can deal with it. But besides that, she did a great job in Little Fires Everywhere as far as the mother role goes.
Now, I'm going to have to try to return to Little Fires Everywhere because if I recall correctly, that was like the height of the pandemic. And they was doing a lot on that show, and my nerves was already bad, so I had to turn that off.
Oh my God, it was a lot. It was a lot, and you know what? They had so many series during the pandemic. It's like you were already going through it during the pandemic, and they threw 50 million series, and you were just in the house. And, it was a lot. It was a lot.
So,
you're right.
I think I got through like 2 episodes, but from what I saw, she was great in that. But, I turned that thing off and never went back. I'm going to say this, and Tal might be mad, but I don't know what Jeffrey's pockets is looking like down at the P-Valley. I'm not sure if we got Kerry Washington ducking. I'm just saying, I don't know. Now, maybe free is to shell out Kerry Washington money, but Kerry Washington is like leading lady scandal ducket.
I know.
I feel like if the rest of the cast see Kerry Washington walk in, they're going to want to raise. Like, we got Kerry Washington money? Got it. I will remember that next contract.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, Lord.
But, I mean, we know she can act. I would never come for her acting. We know she got the range, but I don't know if we got the ducats, child, but maybe they do. But I have no objections to her.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go on to other people's things. Because, honey, I don't want to say too much about these coins, okay? Tyler about to give us 5 paragraphs. Oh, no.
John, what you think?
I think, like who I picked for the person.
Did you give your opinion on Sanaa and what's her name, Kerry?
Nah, because I don't really have one. I feel like Sanaa, I have seen a few things. She's a good actor. Visually, I definitely see it. And I think one of y'all was leading to the fact that, like, she plays the same character in every movie.
Mhm.
Like, so, you know. But I'm always for people having a shot to broaden their range and do something new and different, you know. But I definitely see her for if, you know, we're playing into more of that's where Keyshawn got her softer side from, or her, you know, even like the victim status kind of energy a little bit. You know, the father being kind of like an oppressive type of person and having to have dealt with that. Maybe she ran off to get away from his, I think that storyline was kind of discussed on the show of, you know, getting away from the father and Keyshawn being left with that situation. I could see it in that. And Carrie's a wonderful actress, and I think that, yeah, she could do it. I've seen her in a few things.
Have you seen Sanaa in the TV series Shots Fired? Because that's a different look. That's a different look for Sanaa Lathan.
Fired.
Just in case you want to see something different for Sanaa, it's a different look than what you usually see for her.
What is Shots Fired
just
on?
In case you want.
Where's it stream on?
Shots Fired came on Fox, I believe. That was a really good series too. It sort of reminds me in a range of Regina King when she played in my show Southland, which I really love that series. So it's in that range. You know, when you think of Sanaa, because you don't think of that, right? You think of, you know, kind of like, light. But she also played in that show where she shaved off her hair, too. I don't know if y'all saw that. It was on, was it called Naked?
The one with the white dude?
But she...
I feel like I started watching that, but didn't finish. Not the one with the white dude. That's something. I can't even remember the name of that one. But it's another one where she shaves off her hair, and it's really good. I just can't remember the name of it quite.
Is Napoli Ever After? Is that it? She has a bald head in the poster.
One. Yes. And that's when she really did shave her hair off. Remember when she went bald? She shaved it off for that role. But Shots Fired, just recommending to you guys to see her in another kind of role. But yeah,
I'm watching the trailer now. And it definitely looks a little different. She's given something different in this trailer, and Matt Wiles is in it, who I absolutely love.
It's very different. Yeah.
It's a 10-part limited series, looks like. I'll definitely watch this. I got to add this to my list. Y'all have made me TV people.
Yes. Yes, girl.
If you watch that, you might as well add Southland to the list also, because that was really good.
Yes, baby.
As you know, I have not watched that either.
So good.
Yeah, watch that one.
It's so good, girl. Ben McKenzie, Regina King, my boy, girl, we all off. Never mind. Anyway, watch 7 Seconds, also Netflix. Woo, Regina King.
I watched that, but I had to.
No, I watched
a lot. It was
my nerves are too bad for 7 seconds. I can't watch that.
That's right. I think we did talk about that, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we did talk about that. Okay. All right, so we can move on. But yay, I can't wait. Tell me what you think about Shots Fired when you do watch Tia and John, if y'all do, and Tanika, if y'all do watch it.
So I have 3 choices. My first one is Tika Sumter. Now, the only issue is...
that was my pick.
Oh, well, you take it back. I have 2 others. So you take Tika.
I got 2 others, too. Go ahead. Okay. I don't got nothing to say about it other than look. Go ahead.
Oh, my God. I love her. Oh,
now,
I love her.
She's actually a touch young for the role. She's 42. So she's going to be playing a little older, and she, to me, I don't want to say she looks young, but I think it would be a little hard to see her a little older, but everything else I like. The look, the range, everything else. She's just a touch young in real life. And she presents young. So it just, that may be a challenge. My other one is Erica Ash, which people aren't super familiar with her, but she was in Survivor's Remorse, which was LeBron's show that was on Starz. That's phenomenal. Like, absolutely phenomenal.
It's so good.
Incredible.
I know
Rodrigo Leah is in there, who I need to see in more things. It's just a great show. And I just think she's got the brown skin, but she gives me that mixture of appear very sophisticated, but also can get gully if she needs to. And I like her range. I want to see her in more things, and she's in some things, but not so much the mainstream. And my third one is a little bit of a wild card, but I think she plays a phenomenal mother in anything she does, and that is Tashina Arnold. She is there's a show right now called The Neighborhood that she's in with Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric.
I love it. And it's funny because their kids are older in the show. So they're like supposed to be around their ages, which is in their early 50s, but they don't, when you only kind of get it from them when they say it. Like when they say, we're 50 years old and blah, 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 blah. But to me, Cedric the Entertainer and Tashina do not. They can definitely play younger than they are, and I could definitely see her in any role, any storyline for Keyshawn's mom. I can totally see Tashina, and I could totally see her reading 44, 46, maybe even a 48 if we're going a little further out on the screen.
Tia, I want to say this about Tika, though, because I really like Tika. I feel like present young. However, if they do her makeup right, because it depends on the shades. So if they could do her makeup maybe a little bit, because you don't want her to look like too old, but if they could just maybe give her a mix of lighter or darker makeup. I don't wear makeup and all that, but I just feel like it could work depending on the makeup, where they can give her a little bit older look, but not too old, because I really like your pick. I didn't think of Tika at all, but that legit would be perfect. I really like that pick.
How old is Shannon Thornton? Because
I want to say she's 33, 32 or 33, because she was talking about, oh, no, she can't be, because that's how old Fonz is, and she has said that he is younger than her. Hold on a second. Not significantly, but enough.
Okay. No, she's 35.
Oh.
And Tika is 42. So, yeah, I have one of my picks is kind of close to that same age, and I was concerned about them giving more sisters than mother and daughter. And Tika does present really young, so I can see her kind of, I'm sure they can. If you tell me that's Keyshawn's mama, then we'll believe that's Keyshawn's mama. I think it's fine that she looks young. She has a great look.
Look at the wig they gave Farrah. That wig that they gave Farrah aged Farrah by 15 goddamn years. She looked like that dark and lovely hair. That hair color from Dark and Lovely. She looked like
almost that first linen short suit when she was in there with Mercedes. I was like, if you don't take that ugly ass linen short suit so they were playing on her top all season.
So if they gave Tika, a little shifty wig and maybe a little lavender suit, listen, It'll age her a little bit. Trust. Okay.
Okay. So because I also had Tika, I feel like if they were playing into the whole like dad likes them young, and it was more of a like she's for whatever reason she's not around, even if it's like let's say she did die, but it's like a flashback situation again where we're going back into Keyshawn's life, then I think it would work because then you have the young girl that is easier, slightly young, she's easier manipulated, maybe even driven to, I don't want to say insanity, but, like mental health issues because there's this life, you have this child, and then just like that is taken by the little, hot to trot flight attendant, the financial manipulation we've discussed, and then he takes the child and the whole situation, and then Keyshawn relates to her because maybe she was a young parent. I mean, I was a parent at 17, so by the time that I was, whatever age, because I can't do math right now, my child was grown, and, so was I, but not that far off. Where I would not date my children's friends. Like people be like, oh, can you date? I don't date nobody in their 20s because I'm like, absolutely the fuck not. My child is 20. You know what I'm saying? So I could see a situation like that. Young mother, baby having a baby because, dad's a little slightly pedo. I think Tika will work in that situation. And they definitely favor a lot, which is what really led me to her.
Did you have other
I don't remember
John?
the other choices. My other picks were like reaches if we created like a really, if there was really elaborate story. So I don't know if this was said or if she's, a lady of a certain age, but I like Niecy Nash for like, I don't know if that was said. Like I'm trying to remember who said what already, but
no
in
one
the
said
sense
that.
of giving more of, like let's say, because she has that, she can do that wholesome, like, I'm your mama thing, but she could also get, ghetto, like, I loved her in, like, Reno 911. She was one of my favorites, you know what I'm saying? So she could definitely give, that energy. If we want to go more with, like, Shanice was trying to say that Keyshawn's mom was ghetto, or even... just a little, whatever, but then she could still do that mother thing, so I like that balance. And then the other one, I didn't know too much about the ghetto or or if I've ever seen her do something that, but I feel like she could give it, is Janelle Monáe. Was that said already too? I don't remember what was said.
Where have you been?
I know that's so stress. Look. We played about 8 recordings, and some people said 3 and 4 things, and it's a new day. It's been a long day. Like, I've been dealing with sick kids. I don't remember what I ate this morning. Y'all just be with me. But no, I think I love Janelle's energy because I feel like she can do a lot. Like, and I haven't seen her do a whole lot of acting. I have seen some things, and I love her as a musician. And I've seen her, like, in candid videos, just kind of giving a vibe. So depending on the storyline, I feel like looks like young enough, but can play mature enough to be a mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know she's young and the ages are close, but I feel like she could play up enough since Shannon plays down a little on her age. I think it could work. And no other real reason but because of that. Because I don't watch a lot of TV. I have no idea what half these people do. And
my only challenge with Niecy is, and she's beautiful all the time, but she can read very old. Like in Claws and a couple things she's in, like her acting and stuff, but them bags be bagging. It'd be a lot of stuff going on that I'm not sure if it's purposely done with the makeup, because, well, of course, we all filters and whatever on our Instagrams or Photoshop, but, like, on Claus. I didn't watch Claus, but when I would tune in, I was like, she's great. But God, she looks old, and it would be such a shock from like seeing her pictures anywhere else. And she's still it's still one of those like older, beautiful women. Like it's not old in the way that it looks bad, but because how old is Niecy? Because Niecy's kind of up there too, isn't she?
53.
Yeah. I don't know if she'll read younger, but that could play into the storyline, too. I like everything else about Niecy. I like her acting. I think her personality would be perfect for, like, whatever role. What was the middle one? It was, well, let me go to Janelle first. Janelle,
but let me say this about Niecy. You just made me think about, like, that storyline situation. What if initially the father was dating within range, but then saw that he could go? You know, a lot of guys get older, they hit midlife crisis, and they go and leave their person that came up from the mud with them for the newer model, which would also tie in with Shanice being like, never be a man's Barbie doll because he'll always go find a new one. And then then the age range would fit with, like, the style of the father.
How old do we think Shanice is? Have we talked about that?
Shanice is given at least 40.
46 to 48. Shanice gives me older,
like,
but I think the character, the actual actress herself, reads older, and not because she looks older. Her mannerisms and everything, she mid-40s at least, but I really think like 46 to 48. So it's a couple of things that can be explored. It could be this is a lot. The father may have gotten molested by somebody older and then went younger and then went back older. Like, I know that's like way out of the box, but if he's a molester, him being molested as a child fits. And this is the type of issues in the community that the show does address, because young boys get molested as well. So
exactly,
this is a way that the show could go, because they do kind of like explore these issues that are in the community that aren't necessarily touched in the way that P-Valley touches them.
I like that. They better go ahead and put us back there with the idea making happen.
And also, I do want to say I picked up on when you say she is like mid-40s too, which would bring her to my age. The use of Jezebel is, I know for me, I don't know if they use that in your lingo, but for us, especially in Louisiana, the South, Jezebel, Sapphire, Delilah, those are very aged terms that they use. So when she said that, I was like, oh, okay. So it does seem like she is sort of like my age, because I grew up with those terms. My grandmother would say that a lot. You know, stop being a little heifer, stop being a little Delilah, my dad still calls women sapphires, like, to this day, and I'm like, that is so old, so aged. He calls people yahoos and all kinds of stuff. So I think she is mid-40s. Yeah, that makes sense, that use of language. So I don't know if that was on purpose, but I would like to think so with Katori.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I will say for Janelle, my concern, like, I love her as an actress. I mean, I haven't seen her. She hasn't had a lot of roles, but what I have seen from her, I love. So I have no doubt she would do it. But her and Shannon are virtually the same age. So I think that might give sisters. Like, I don't know how, can they age her up a good 10 years? I mean, the magic of television making, maybe. but I don't know. But I would love to see her do it. I would just love her on P-Valley because I think she's amazing.
Yeah.
And she's LGBTQIA plus as well, correct?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm. Ooh, that could be a storyline. That she left the father for a mother.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Girl, I heard her talk. I heard that.
And then they could give us a little more spice for the good.
Oh, they could give us some spice because her and Mercedes meet, and she's like, "What's good?" And Mercedes was like, "You." And then this is to carry on from the fairy line.
Yes.
Ooh, child.
That would be a good storyline. I don't know. Keyshawn might have a problem with Mercedes and her mama, but I don't know.
But then that would create some more drama.
What you tell us, Tanika? This is a drama.
You right. You sure right. So, my picks, I had 2 and a wild card. So my first one was Regina Hall. Now, Regina Hall is more of a comedy girl, but she has done a couple of drama roles here and there. I think she was the mom in The Hate You Give, if I recall correctly, and that was pretty much drama. Now, she's 50, early 50s, I think 52, but I think she could still play 45 or maybe even younger. I think she looks really young, so she can maybe do it. My second choice was Gabrielle Union.
Okay.
I think that look really would work. I'm trying to think what kind of drama roles Gabrielle. No, she's had drama. I didn't watch Being Mary Jane either, so I'm gonna just put that out there since we're talking. So I don't know.
Oh, it's incredible. That's one of my consistent
I
rewatch
watched that
comfort, anxiety-ridden chick. I rewatch all the time when I'm heavy in anxiety mode. That's the thing.
Mhm.
So
that was like
people rewatch shows.
That was
it's
drama,
incredible.
right?
I love it. Yeah, and she has a
show.
lot of great range in there. Like, because Gabby, I don't want to say she's one note, but like, okay, so I love Jamie Foxx. Like, Ray was everything, but to me in Django, he gave me Jamie Foxx and not Django, and he does that in a couple of movies, but then other stuff he's great. Gabby has a little bit of that. There's times where she's giving me Gabrielle Union, and there's times when she's giving me the character. And Being Mary Jane, she gave me the character in all forms. And it's a great show, especially as far as successful black women and all the stuff we go through. So if you haven't seen it, watch it because it explores so many things, and she's incredible in it.
Yeah. It's a really good show. I would say that, but I do pose this question to you, Tanika. Do you think that Starz and Jeffrey and Katsuri and all the network, do you think that they have Gabrielle Union coin?
I think they have Gabrielle Union coin. I don't know if they have Regina Hall coin. I think Regina Hall coin would be a little more than a Gabrielle Union coin.
I don't know, baby. I don't know because Gabrielle Union, baby, the price done went up. The price done went up.
But Gabrielle is one of those actresses. I read her books, which are also incredible. Both of her books, We Need More Wine. I forget what the second one is called, but We're Going to Need More Wine. They're both incredible books. Their essay style, which not everybody likes. Apparently, I didn't know that I liked essay style until someone pointed it out. That's what it was. Which basically means it's not in order. Like, it's not a chronological biography. Right. It's like, and this time in my life, and then this time. But I think that she's one of those people, at least at this point in her life. She's married to Dwayne Wade. They're rich. Like, she's rich without him, richer with him. I think that she is in the part of her life where I'm playing roles that feel good or that resonate with me or that kind of thing where the money is not important. If the storyline is correct and she's a fan of the show, I don't think it would be an issue getting Gabby on. Now, Regina Hall, because Regina Hall is probably as rich and can chill, but she's still readily getting leading roles.
Yeah. That price range might be up there.
Did y'all see Honk for Jesus?
I never got around to watching that.
Pieces.
I wanted to,
That
and
Regina
then
Hall
forgot.
played in? Because she got so much critical acclaim for that, and like everybody was just like, "What the fuck?" She did not win an award for that movie. For that movie.
Now this is what I'll say, and I'll give ourselves some bail or Cal some bail. I'm not sure who's getting the bail, but you do see really big name actors and actresses go to streaming shows. Like, Will Smith has done a bunch of streaming shows. Now, he's been the lead in most of them. But you are seeing that. So maybe when we're thinking of money or those types of things, maybe we are a little off because it's a few of these streaming movies that are, straight to Netflix, straight to Prime, that these big stars are playing in. And in my mind, streaming has a little bit of a cap as far as what can be paid. So, and if you are like Will Smith is a blockbuster. He's not just a movie star. He's a movie blockbuster actor. So to have him come and do something like Bright on Netflix, which, like it was as Tanika says, it was a cute girl. And I enjoyed it. And I would enjoy another one, but I was shocked to see him do such a move on a streaming platform. But when I start looking around, you are seeing these big stars doing streaming, especially if it's only a couple of episodes, or even if it's the whole season. We're talking about 10, 12 episodes. So if they're not really doing nothing, they like the show, they like the storyline, and we're talking about 4 or 5 episodes, maybe 7, 8 tops. I could see the money not being as much of an issue as getting some of these bigger stars.
Yeah, and also because, TV now, years ago TV used to be that 22, 24, sometimes 27 episodes in a season. Y'all remember that? It used to be 22, 24, 27. And so now so many shows are more or less like 12 or 10 or hell, even 8. And then they go on a year-long hiatus. So you're right. So a lot of these big stars are like, oh, you want me to come on for 5? Oh, and I can make a cute point and then go sit down. People recognize me. And then I'm getting interviewed and pressed, and, hey, I'm getting residual income, and still being able to have the flexibility to do all the other things. So, yeah, I think, hey, we may be misstepping here. It's very much a big possibility, definitely. And I think casting, hey, we're having great conversations. I think our PSR sound-offs are amazing. I think the casting choices from Framily and us has been wonderful. All these choices are great.
Okay, I just have one more. It was a wild card. I don't even know where I got this from, but I had Demetria McKinney.
Roger Bob. Go ahead.
I don't know why, but I pulled her up and I was like, Now I know her mostly from was that Meet the Browns? I think it was one of those. House of Pain. Okay. I think like I was looking. For me, my choices, I went for that, like, Sophista Ratchet that y'all was talking about yesterday. And I think Regina and Gabrielle give me that. And I think Demetria could give me that also. But she could also play, like, the stuck-up, bougie kind of role if that was the storyline.
She's 43.
I don't know. She was a wild card, but I think she could give us something, and I don't think the coin would be too high for her, like it would for, like, Regina and them. I was going to afford that.
It's going to be okay for live recording. I like Demetria on screen. I really liked her in House of Pain. I've never particularly cared for some of her off-screen antics, or maybe off-screen and reality show antics.
I haven't seen her anything but shows, like TV shows.
She was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's where Roger Bob comes from. Roger Bob is like a producer or something in the industry, and she was dating him, but he was like basically a philanderer. So like if you see that the season that she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was saying Roger Bob's name every minute. She was like, "Yeah, I date Roger Bob. Yeah, me and Roger Bob." Jesus. So Roger Bob and I.
Was she only on one season?
It's like another form of my man. It was Roger Bob.
I remember that.
And they actually did like a little montage of like every time she said Roger Bob.
No, ma'am.
And then I want to say, I promise, like 2 business days later, like after the reunion, he was like caught cheating and they broke up or some craziness like that. And like, on Real Housewives, they were kind of like, yo, like, if she's like, my man, they're like, your man is somebody else's man, too. And, you know, she's got an attitude because they told her, like, I don't know if I'd be claiming him like that because he sure don't be claiming you like that. And then it was so quick after the reunion, I think they broke up and he was, like, caught with other women. I don't remember the whole story, but she did a lot on the show, and even like in like the social media and the stuff, like during and after, and it soured me a little bit to her. However, I do still like her on screen.
What about
Hey ladies, it's Tao. You finally got me.
That's right, Pink Posse. We finally got him. Tao will be joining us April 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern. He will be on with us for the entire 2 hours breaking down 209 Snow, one of our favorite episodes. So submit those questions and voicemail messages ASAP. Please feel free to send them to pinksunday@gmail.com or go to our IG, Pink Sunday Radio. We cannot wait for this one.
Appreciate y'all for listening to the show. You can find us on Blog Talk Radio by using the link bit.ly/Pink Sunday. For Apple Podcasts, go to pinksundayradio.com. Make sure after listening to the replay, you leave a 5-star rating in the review, as well as a subscribe. For Google Podcasts, go to pinksundayradio.com/Google Podcasts, as well as Spotify at pinksundayradio.com/Spotify. Hope to see you at the next episode.